Hello, everybody, and welcome to the No Name Podcast. Currently, it's no name because we still haven't decided on a name.
Because we don't have a name.
Exactly. And who are we? Well, my name is Ruben Frosto Jr., and I'm joined by my esteemed colleagues.
Josue Aleman.
Abraham Frosto.
That's right. What is this podcast going to be about, guys?
A bunch of just randomness that I think we had the idea to have a podcast because a lot of our conversations, sometimes we end up just laughing really hard, or a lot of people just end up having conversations with us. Not to put us on a pedestal, because I mean we're not that interesting at the same time either.
No, I'm pretty funny. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty funny. No,
I think that
he is.
Our different opinions kind of make some kind of like
chemistry.
some kind of chemistry,
It
whether
works.
that's good or bad. But it seems to work.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole goal of this is to see if like the conversations that we have, if anyone could like resonate with it or it could relate to someone, and if it can, well then I think we're doing our job.
Then we're doing good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And with that in mind, we come to the predicament we're in of being the No Name
Not
podcast.
having a name. Yeah, because
Not having a name. So you guys had a name. You guys told me the name, and I don't like it. What was the name?
So the name that we came up with hastily, just to let it be known that it was just on the fly, it was Mesa for 3.
Mesa for 3.
The reason we chose that too is because in order to make the account for YouTube for this channel, we had to make an email, and so none of us wanted to use our actual personal emails.
Yeah.
So we came up with Table for 3, but that was already taken as an email option for Gmail.
Yeah.
So
not even that one. Table for 3, and then Abraham, being a Sacramento native and hardcore Sacramento, was like, well, let's just do Table for 3 916. And to my amazement, apparently
that was taken, dude.
What? You guys didn't tell me that.
There's someone out there whose Gmail is Table for 3 916.
I'm gonna send so much spam mail to that email.
I just want to see who it is. I like just, hey guys, do you think it's possible? Actually, I want to meet Table for 3, the original
916. I want to meet Table for 3.
Send him an email.
The 916 and
send
the
him an email. See what he
ones.
does.
Yeah,
he or
so
she. Who knows?
That's when you guys decided Mesa for 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
Mesa, literally just in Spanish.
So
for
table. Right? But remember, I asked you, I was like, just give me three words. And the first 3 words that he came up with was like, what was it?
You said, give me like just 3 random words that pop in your head right now. Go. And I was like, ladder, chicken, and grass. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, that gives me nothing to work with.
You asked me for random 3 words, dude.
I asked for random, but not that off. Well, I guess you're right. That is random.
That's more your fault than his.
Yeah, exactly. If anything, we should be blaming you for that.
Okay, so
right?
So anyway,
you asked for it.
Goes into Mesa for 3. How?
And then we're like, no, that just sounds kind of crazy. So then I asked him, just give me 3 more words. And somehow he was like, Mesa for 3. I don't know where in your head or like what neurons
Were you just
fired.
tired of not having a name? Just like
I think. I just broke it down to like the exact like literal thing that we are. We're sitting at a table and it's 3 of us. So I got Table for 3 out of that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, whatever. And then that was taken. So just Mesa for 3.
So I will give you guys a quick challenge. If you had to pick 3 words right now from this very kitchen room place
that we're recording in
what would you pick? So right now what I would pick is nutrition sis
what
grandma.
Nutrition sis grandma. That sounds terrible.
That sounded really bad.
That sounds offensive, actually.
I think might.
Someone out there is offended now.
I want to apologize to whoever
the
I just
nerve
offended.
of you, Josue. The nerve.
The group that belongs to the nutrition sis grandmas.
Okay, if you're gonna give me that, I am going to say candle McDonald's stepladder.
All right, what's up with you and ladders, dude?
There's a stepladder right in front of us.
Hey, candle McDonald's stepladder.
I'm gonna do Mott's napkins toaster oven.
There's a podcast name in there somewhere. We just gotta find it.
Hopefully, by the end of this podcast, I think we can actually come up with.
So I was saying, I don't like Mesa for 3, and I have my reasons.
Which are your...
First, it reminds me of Mesa, Arizona. Don't ask me why, but when you guys said Mesa for 3, I was like,
Mesa, Arizona?
Are we in Arizona?
Immediately that transported you to Mesa,
Arizona, yeah.
I guess.
I don't know why. Another one, I said it sounds old Mexican lady-ish.
Old Mexican lady. What kind of old Mexican American lady maybe, but
maybe, but
I think it's because in
Mexican.
our family we have just a lot of older Mexican ladies that sit
Yeah.
at the mesa all the time.
yeah. So,
So
if,
I mean,
But-
it could probably just be.
I
it.
had suggested Idle Minds.
Idle Minds.
Because the podcast is, like you said, it's just random assortment of whatever comes to our mind.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
what we're going to talk about.
and so just talking about random things, and I think that's definitely the goal is just to like talk about random things,
Yeah.
and then whatever comes to your mind. As long as we have something to talk about, like don't just say like
Yeah.
blue and then hope that we can come up with like 45 minutes worth. Although I'm sure we could.
Yeah, because I've definitely
But-
done my also fair share of telling people and friends like, oh, we're gonna start a podcast and this and that. This is something I'm gonna start doing with my cousin and my friend.
Yeah, and the
everyone's first like response or question is, well, what's it about, or like, what do you
Exactly.
what is it? What are you guys gonna talk about? And it's just like, it's kind of hard to explain because we're gonna talk about so many different things. We don't want to necessarily keep it to one topic or anything, as that can get kind of redundant and that can get kind of boring after a while. We want to
So-
keep it open to whatever we bring to the table.
Whoever actually whoever listens to, I would suggest commenting or wherever you listen, just what you want to hear about, because like I'm sure one of us has like an opinion or a comment about this.
It might not be the same opinion as yours, just throwing that out there, but I'm pretty sure we have an opinion
can
about it.
definitely-
Especially within us, we tend to have like a lot of different opinions about certain topics sometimes, but
We
that's
do.
also what makes our conversations fun to listen to, because we're
Yeah.
not the same. We're three different people with three different mindsets, and
Three
coming together,
different
just sit down
worlds.
at a mesa for three.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no,
I
I
threw that
totally,
in there.
totally agree. That's why I said Idle Minds, not Mesa for 3. Stop trying to throw Mesa for 3 in mine.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
and-
get it mesa for three.
I got Idle
Watch.
Minds kind of off Idle Hands, not the movie from the 90s with Jessica Alba.
That's such a good
Yeah.
movie.
It's a great movie, sure, but
It's a horrible
I don't
movie.
mind. It is a horrible movie.
Where did you get Idle Minds or Idle Hands, or what did you say?
It's
Idle
Idle
Minds.
Minds,
Idle
like
Minds.
Idle Hands.
Idle
You know,
Man.
like
Like
there's
Idle
that
Hands.
saying, there's the old saying, idle
Idle-
hands are the devil's playthings.
Yes.
Like, because when you don't know
That's
what
a
to do with
great
your
way to
hands.
base our
Yeah.
podcast
I
name
just
off
hope
of.
we're-
Yeah.
But ours is gonna be idle enough to not be.
We're not trying to cross that line.
Yeah, we're
Oh, we're crossing it. We're crossing all kinds of lines on this podcast,
we
guys.
crossed and took a picture and came on right back. I don't know what
Maybe
that means.
you.
What are you
I don't
talking
know what you're
about?
talking
What are you
about
talking
either.
about, dude?
I don't
Sorry.
mind. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
This is what
just
happens.
Random idle mind things.
Ay, Josue.
What
So, anyways, by the time this podcast is uploaded, there will be a title, and whatever title, it might not be either one of the ones we suggested, but there will definitely be a title.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
So
something
whatever
that's
it
completely
is,
random. Or
whatever
different.
it is, that's what we landed on.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So going on to what our podcast, moving from what our podcast is, what's the first topic we're going to talk about? Josue, I thought. did
Okay,
you have
so
something?
I have it's kind of like a short topic, but it's just what came to my mind was do you guys remember the hubcap or sorry, not the hubcap, but the actual spinners themselves on like tires and wheels?
Yeah.
I do remember,
was-
and I'll tell you why I remember. I had a neighbor across the street. They used to have this disgusting looking van. It was like, it had curtains on the back. It was one of those
one
creeper
of those
vans.
kind of vans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like soccer mom minivan, or was it
No,
like
no,
a full
no.
like
an
lane?
old
Oh.
van, and it was
Like the hippie vans.
Wow, that's weird.
yeah, kind of, and it was like beat down. It was ran down.
Wait,
It
was this
like,
the neighbors that live like right in front of your house, like across the street?
Yeah, there used to be a couple
Oh,
white
okay.
guys. One of them was Chuck. I only remember him. I don't know why.
So what happened?
He had spinners on his van, and they're like super shiny and chrome,
Oh man.
with like the ugliest van I've ever seen in my life. And I just always laughed. Like for a while, I'm not gonna lie, they came out when I was probably like middle school, like 6th, 7th
These are
grade.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to think, oh, spinners are dope, because all of my favorite rappers had them and all that.
Yeah.
But then
They
I
had,
saw
like,
him
the-
put them on his van, and I was like, oh, spinners are lame.
Yeah.
The hubcap spinners were awful, man, because it's just like it was a cheap way to kind of imitate the real ones, because the real ones were super expensive to get.
Yeah.
And they were
Yeah.
all like either like 20 inches or like bigger, so like you can't really put that on a van.
Yeah, that was like super. That was really, really pricey. I know, what was it? I remember the first time that I saw them. I think I was driving or something, and then all of a sudden I see this this car stop, and it was like 24s, and as soon as it stopped, I just like my eyes started seeing like it kept spinning, and I was like, what in the world is this?
Yeah, and
then
they're
I didn't even know like what I was looking at. I was like, how is that even? I was like, what's going on? And so and
that's why I started having a seizure.
Yeah,
It's like a funny too, because there's also like, because they kind of came out when we were like kind of like, you were a little bit older, but like when we were teens, they have almost kind of like a nostalgia feeling. So like you definitely wouldn't see them nowadays. But for instance,
that's so
I
crazy,
just recently got a new job, and at my last job, we would like in front of my computer, I would just play YouTube in the background, and sometimes we'd have like throwback days where we just listen to like older songs like from high school and stuff like that. And so I'm looking at all these music videos of like T-Pain or like whoever was
T-Pain.
who did we listen to in high school?
I don't remember.
Jim Jones,
Jones,
DJ Unk. Like, all these dudes from like Atlanta, they put like spinners on their cars, and like,
everybody has
now
spinners.
I'm like, and then like I look at them now, it's just like, wow, like we were into that.
Yeah.
And then like all of a sudden somebody came out and decided, let's make a hubcap version of spinners.
That's what I was gonna talk about.
And then someone else who
hubcap
owns
spinner
a van
decided
across the street was like, I'm gonna put hubcap spinners
on my van.
I'm sure
that's already kind of rapey looking.
I'm sure people can relate.
So this will take the rapiness off my van. I'm gonna put spinners on it.
No, the people,
hubcap spinners.
The people that I saw with hubcap spinners was the Honda Civics. Honda Civics.
Why?
I don't know why. Like in San Jose, that's where I saw them.
That's so weird.
People are
was
weird,
a bunch
man.
of like hubcap. Like it was, but it wasn't even the whole hubcap. It was just like 3/4 of it, like that. I don't know. It was just weird, and I was just like, "Why would you
weird
do this?"
hubcap? That's a weird hubcap. Yeah,
it just looks sad.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
I wonder when they ended though. Like,
you know when I think it ended is
they ended when the
Bay Area music got big because
the hyphy movement died.
No, they ended when the hyphy movement started because then it was really popular to just put like 24s on like a Buick LeSabre.
That's
they didn't have like
so that was
spinners
a transition from hubcaps. Oh, okay.
So it just went from spinners to like big old tires,
gigantic
on like
tires.
a rickety bucket.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys remember the hyphy movement?
I do remember that. That's what that was like my prime party days, man. In high school.
I don't even know.
Movement. Oh
I think I was in
you
Colorado.
do a lot of partying in high school?
I did no partying in high. No way. You were a loner weirder, huh? I was a loner in high school.
I didn't do too much partying in high school. Mine was like immediately right after high school. Like as soon as I got out of high school, that's when I had like my days.
Hasn't stopped partying, man. He still parties.
Yeah. Party for the Lord.
I know.
He pulls out that digital accordion all the time. Starts partying.
Yeah, the good old digital accordion. So that was my story. Was the remembering the.
You wanted to have a recollection of
the spinners,
of the spinner movement.
So I guess you guys, because I remember that I was already like, I think I was way older already. Clearly, so
no, you had to be still in high school because you're not that much older.
Right. I was in high school. So
you're sophomore.
I know we joke around about you being a grandpa, but you're not that older than us.
I'm only 4 years older than you.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
32. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
you were born in the 80s?
In the 80s. 80 baby.
This is a millennial podcast also?
Yeah, I know. So no one's going to get this. They're going to be like,
kidding.
what are you talking about?
No, millennials will get it.
What are you talking about?
Remember
you guys on your pants.
Janko
bands on your pants.
I remember rubber bands on my pants. Look, I have the greatest rubber band on my pants story. I was in Mexico. We went to the movies.
Oh God!
And they had tight security. You weren't there. You weren't there for that one. And so like we tried to sneak in all this food, but like there's none of our girl cousins had purses. So like we were like, what were we gonna do? What were we gonna do? So I had shorts under, because you know like when you're in high school you have shorts under your
like basketball shorts and then jeans over it.
And then jeans over it.
Why did we always do that too?
I don't know.
I used to do that all the time.
I would. If I did that now, I'd be so uncomfortable. But anyways, I remember I was like, "Oh, look, this is what we're gonna do." I shoved all the glass sodas, right? Because in Mexico they still use the glass bottles. They were all in my pants, so I had like the fattest legs in the world.
Oh my!
And I was walking like a penguin into this movie theater.
They pat you down,
and now that I think about it, I'm like, I'm 100% sure they knew, but they did not care.
They didn't care. It's
Mexico.
They hear the clacking and they're like, okay, you know what?
All of us laughing because I'm pretty sure we could not do that with a straight face.
Yeah, they probably like they clapped you and they're like.
And when I think about it, like, how did I get that stuff out? Like I'm 100% sure I probably took off my pants in the movie theaters.
Well, yeah, just like at the bottom of like your ankle, just didn't take the rubber band off real quick.
No, because I had so much stuff it wouldn't have like come down.
Yeah, it's just stuck in there.
Yeah, dude, like my pants were stuck. There was like chips, sodas, like a lot of sodas, a lot of chips, candy. Yeah. Dude, it's Mexico. Everything's cheap out there.
That was awesome.
So you should have just bought snacks at the movie theaters.
I don't know why we didn't. To be, you know why? It's because like even though I'm in Mexico and I have money, I go with my cousins that live there. So they're like, oh, it's cheaper to get it outside the movie theater.
Because like us here in the movie theater, we're like, no, we're gonna go to the gas station or we're gonna go somewhere to buy snacks before going into the movies.
Yeah.
So like,
I don't do that, by the way, but
I do. I don't.
Nah.
You don't
I don't eat snacks at the movie theater. I just want to watch.
Doesn't eat snacks because he can't afford them. Don't lie.
And I want to just watch the movie.
Are the best during the movies, man.
You know what? I do like popcorn. I like popcorn and a Coke. Popcorn and a Coke is perfect for me.
So that's basic.
Hey,
that's not basic. That's classic. That's classic.
What's wrong with classic?
What do you eat at the movies? Let me guess. You take a full-blown meal.
I do, man. I'm not gonna lie. The movies that I go to, Arden Century, they have like the best chicken strips and potato wedges in the world. And
I got chicken strips at the Regal that they just opened up on my house. I was like, dude, these are bomb.
That's legit. I just do popcorn. That's
you can have like a full-on dinner and a movie at these theaters nowadays.
That's the thing is because I typically eat before, like last time when we went to the movies. We typically eat and then go to the movies. So by the time we go to the movies,
you're not really hungry.
We ate before.
That's why like I understand getting popcorn because then like you just want to like snack on something, like munch on something. Because popcorn is kind of light when you think about it. Popcorn is light.
So then, what type of person are you then, Abraham?
No, Abraham goes all out.
I'm the classic popcorn and soda.
Hot dog, chicken strips, nachos.
Not all the time.
Just kidding.
It's like what?
It takes the whole
one of everything, please.
No, I'm like when I go to the movies, I'm a candy person. So like I'll get like Bunch of Crunch or like sour gummy worms is my thing.
I wonder. I
really like sour gummy worms.
Wait, I just want to say something. You're a liar.
Why?
Because last time I went to the movies with you, before
oh,
you got a pizza, dude. You got a full-on pizza, dude.
You know what? And we had eaten before.
Yeah,
but
you got a hot dog.
We went to the sushi place and we got super full.
That was because
I did not get super full at that sushi place.
I'm talking about when we went. That one time. I forgot.
Very descriptive that one time.
Yeah, I don't remember what movie it was.
But I know you're right. I was still. It's because I was still hungry, and I was like, and
I got the chicken strips.
They had
dude, I don't know how you're always still hungry.
I was like, dude, they have food here, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna like it. And then you're like, what? They got pizza.
I think it's because I get full quick because I eat fast,
and then you get like.
But then it actually reality hits, and it's like, oh, I wasn't really that full.
When we went to like the conveyor belt sushi place, what did we get in the movie theaters afterwards?
You got a hot dog. I got a hot dog. And someone else got popcorn. And we all got like sodas.
Yeah. So remember, we started with hubcaps and we ended up with
popcorn. And this is like we didn't switch conversation. Let's talk about something new.
Yeah. It's just
idle minds, bro.
Yeah, idle minds. So that was my subject. That's up for 3. Cast my vote.
You just said idle minds. What are you talking about?
See, I'm taking over.
I kind of like Mesa for 3 though.
Or Table for 3.
Who knows?
Table for tres.
What do you have? What topic do you have, Abraham?
Great.
I just came to show up.
You came to show up.
No, you know what? There's something I talked to you about the other day. Something I haven't talked to you about yet. Switching gears completely. Did you see the trailer for the Breaking Bad movie?
No, El Camino?
Yeah.
I didn't. I saw that it was there, but I did not see the actual trailer.
Oh, my gosh. It's such a tease.
What is it about? I don't know what it's about.
So, it's taking place, like, I'm assuming years after, or I don't even know, because...
The prequel or sequel?
It's a sequel.
Sequel, all right.
Yeah, so they don't mention Walt or anything like that, because
Do they mention Jesse?
Sure. Huh?
Is it about Jesse?
Yeah. So they're basically looking for Jesse, because you know how like he takes off from the compound and he drives to the gate at the end of Breaking Bad. Dang. And at this point, it's not even a spoiler; it's just common knowledge.
So much for spoiler alert,
dude.
Yeah,
it finished in like 2012, 2013.
Dude, you got a year after it comes out, and then it's like gloves are off.
Yeah. Let seriously. It be known. I haven't watched Breaking. I watched one episode, and
I tried getting you into it. And then the other day, I showed him that scene where Walt's doing that drug deal in the desert. That "Say My Name."
Yeah, and then I just didn't.
I don't like that scene.
I love it.
I know a lot of people. No, I'm not saying I don't hate it. The Heisenberg scene. I just don't get why it's like the best scene in the world. Like,
I think it's just because of how everything that built up to make that scene. You know what I mean? Because
but then if you show someone just that one scene, there's gonna be like, okay, because they don't have the build up.
Well,
he was still impressed.
I thought it was pretty impressive.
Yeah. See,
P brain.
Okay. You know why? Because it just showed like he was
also bald.
Yeah, he was also bald, so I can totally.
You resonated with him.
I felt compassion. I was like,
he was like, I need one of those hats. I need one of those hats.
There was 2 bald people there, so I totally was just like, okay.
Was
so, but like the trailer starts off, it's like a door. It's like it's an interrogation room, and it's the outside of the door, right? And like the camera's kind of panning inwards, and then on the wall you see pictures of Hank and Agent Gomez, right? So they've already acknowledged their deaths and stuff like that in the show, right? So then it's just a Skinny Pete. He's been interrogated.
Skinny Pete.
Yeah, he's being interrogated, and he's just like talking about like, man, I don't know where he's going, like the moon, south, or Mexico, whatever.
The moon. He was Skinny Pete would
but
say
then he
the
goes,
moon.
But then like he gets like super serious, and he leans into like the table. He's like, yo, he's like, even if I did, I wouldn't tell you guys. And then he's like, I saw like the cage they kept him in. I know what they did to make him keep cooking. And then he goes, there's no way I'm gonna help you guys get Jesse Pinkman back inside of a cage. And then it just kind of ends right there, and it just says El Camino. Yeah. So it's based. It's
so he wasn't even interrogated by the cops. He was being interrogated by
like the DEA.
Somebody.
No, because if I have to see it, but what you're telling me, it sounds like he's being interrogated by like.
He's like in a facility.
Oh, it's like a legit DEA facility.
Yeah,
DEA facility. Yeah. So it's gonna be a pickup of where Jesse Pinkman is at.
All right.
You think Heisenberg's alive?
Supposedly they said yes.
There's a bunch of theories, or like there's a bunch of fan theories, because at the end Walt dies. Yeah. Again, spoiler.
No, he doesn't die. They just show him where he's like wounded, right?
Yeah, because
he's like kind of bleeding out, but he's like just looking up, and then it closes. But you hear the sirens and police like getting close. So supposedly it was supposed to be ambiguous, but he got caught.
Okay.
Like like no one can run forever, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like justice will eventually catch up to you. That was supposedly how. Well, that's what the writer said supposedly.
So I wonder. Gilligan,
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. It's really cool because, I mean, I guess it leaves it really open for interpretation. Because if you wanted to make the argument that like, okay, maybe they got to him in time and saved his life, I can totally believe it. If you want to tell me he died, I can totally believe that too. But it's just like it's gonna be interesting to see how many what path they take, because this show is really beloved by like so many, me included. I think you as well too. I think, you know what I mean?
I like it. I've always said I thought the last season was good. It was not the best season of that show, and I feel that's where they missed the mark. You know, the quote unquote they jumped the shark. Like they should have ended it a little sooner. I get why they didn't, but because of contracts, I believe. Or what? No, I think no. They ended it only 5 seasons. Yeah, they weren't milking it. I think it was just contracts. They had to do 5 seasons.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I feel like once they killed Gustavo, they could have just done like one more episode after that and then ended it.
Yeah,
because Gustavo was built up to be like this.
He was the big bad, you know. And like I think the way they killed him, I think a lot of things they did in the last season, like I said, last season was good. I don't think it was as good as season 4 personally.
Yeah. I think my favorite season is season 3, because
season 3 is also
like
the
prime of like the Gustavo
era. Yeah,
you know what I mean. And
season 4 is basically his like it's when they're trying to basically get rid of him.
So after that, they ran out of ideas.
It wasn't that they ran out of ideas. Like I said, it was still good. It was just unnecessary, in my opinion. But I know I'm in the minority on that.
I kind of took it as like they also didn't know where else to go from there.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't more like they ran out of ideas because the idea they had was good. It was just more like I said, unnecessary.
It's like that show is like at least like my top 3 in like my picks for shows.
Yeah. Okay. What's your other 2? You can't have a top 3 and not have the 3.
Not have other.
I haven't really put too much thought into it. I don't know, but like if you were to ask me like a top 3, that would probably be up there. You know what I
Of
mean?
like TV shows?
Yeah.
Okay, what about, since you can't pick those, what about your top 3 childhood shows, TV shows?
Oh, I got mine in the bag.
I have. Go ahead.
Childhood?
Yeah, like cartoons, TV shows,
Oh, okay.
cartoon shows.
Cartoon shows? Does it have to be cartoon shows?
No, it
I mean, no, it doesn't
as
have
long as
to
you
be.
watched it high school and younger.
Okay.
I'd
Yeah.
say that's good.
Okay, that sounds good.
Because we're all older, so everything's childhood.
Yeah.
I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
say Boy Meets World.
Oh, that's a good one.
Boy Meets World.
You know Boy Meets World?
Yeah, that's the one with.
What do they have do they have that in Mexico?
Yeah, they did have that in Mexico. Niño.
Boy
I
Meets
don't know
World.
what it's called.
Niño.
I'm also going to go with the original Power Rangers.
All right.
Okay.
And this might be cheating because I still watch it today, but I started watching it when I was a little kid. Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Because I'm still super into Dragon
Yours
Ball
was
Z.
what?
And so, ooh, see, it's because you're
Ooh.
including high school though. That's two completely
Dude,
different parts of my
school,
life.
I know for a fact in high school
High
he
school
did not
was
start
Dragon
watching
Ball.
Dragon Ball Z. You
I was
watched
watching
Dragon Ball
that
Z?
I
way-
watched No. I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was a kid, actually.
Yeah, that's when
yeah.
I started watching it, and honestly, I haven't stopped.
You know
Fine,
what?
childhood, because all his shows were all childhood.
Yeah.
Childhood was Recess. I actually liked
Oh, that was a good one.
Recess.
Recess was good.
Recess was good. I even liked Animaniacs for whatever
Animaniacs was
crazy
good.
reason.
That was a good
Pinky
show.
and the
You know
Brain.
what's funny? Is I cannot name a show at all right now, an episode, because I don't even know what they were
I
about.
wouldn't be able to, even on my top
And then
3,
Ed,
I probably
and
only know
Eddie.
one. Ed and Eddie was good.
Ed and Eddie.
That was a good one. All right.
Okay, so
Not
what
completely,
about you, Junior?
Not completely
It's gonna
worthless.
be-
We'll sweat. All right.
Power Rangers.
Okay,
The original
that is a
season.
good one. Yeah.
Number 2, this is in order. So number 3 is Power Rangers.
Yeah, mine was not in order. Mine's just kind of varied.
Just like those,
Yeah.
those would be your
Yeah.
top 3. Were yours in order or?
No, mine were not in order. Mine were just. It's hard to pick like which
Yeah,
one's
like, what was
number
your
one,
favorite,
because they were.
yeah.
I think they all 3 had like their own little different.
All right. So number 2 for me would be Tiny Toons. That was the Looney Tunes spinoff where it was like the little kids.
Yeah.
I love that. You know what? And it's because every time I would come
I
home,
like the
Yeah.
regular Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes was good. I just
Yeah.
like Tiny Toons
Tiny
because
Toons
it was
good
like
too.
my age.
Yeah,
for that.
yeah.
I'm not as old as you, Josue.
Yeah.
But I'm just kidding. But and then
Oh,
the top one, and like I'd still rank it like within my top 3 shows like of all time is Batman Beyond.
Ooh. that was a
Batman
good one.
Beyond is a great. They just released the Blu-ray, and I'm still don't know if I'm gonna like a Blu-ray collection.
Batman Beyond.
It's like $80, and I'm still
sounds
contemplating
good.
if I should get it or not.
I know.
I probably am gonna get
We
it.
talk about Batman Beyond a lot.
Batman Beyond.
I do.
I don't.
Yeah.
Have you ever don't remember that?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Do you remember
watching
Batman the
He
animated
had the
series?
best suit.
It. Yeah, I do remember the animated series.
That-
you know why? Because I also watched the. Oh, you know another one, Gargoyles.
Oh,
I watched
X-Men,
Gargoyles.
the '90s X-Men
Do
cartoon.
you remember the Gargoyles?
I remember the
it much.
Gargoyles.
I didn't really like it though.
You didn't
I
like
remember
Gargoyles?
it, but I didn't really.
I liked
couldn't
it.
get to
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I remember rewatching it. There was a time where I wasn't working,
Yeah.
and I was binge watching
Everything.
Netflix, everything. Like I watched all of the X-Files. I'd never seen X, and that's like 7 seasons.
Oh my goodness.
There's like so
You
many
must have had a
episodes
lot
of
of time
X-Files.
off.
I did.
I'm doing that right now with the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I watched a lot of shows, and we watched Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Because I'm like Abraham, I didn't like it as a kid. So but I was like, you know what? It's on here. I'm going to ever watch it. I
Yeah.
loved
Give it a
it as
shot, you know
an
what I mean?
adult.
Yeah.
That's
But
tight.
I was like, this is a terrible shit show for kids. Like, if you're a kid, you're not really going to be interested in
gonna
a
be
lot of
into
the
it. Yeah,
subjects
yeah.
they're talking about.
You gotta remember,
'Cause
I
it's like
was 4 years older than you when I watched
Yeah.
Gargoyles.
It's like a
No, like
drama.
I remember Gargoyles.
Yeah, it's more
It
like a
was-
drama than like an actual drama with action than
Yeah.
action with drama.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure I missed like 70% of like what they were actually trying to say, but like I thought it was pretty cool.
But you know what's funny? Now that you guys mention it, I wasn't even because it's kind of like you guys have said it's affiliated with X-Men, right?
Yeah.
No, Gargoyles is not.
Oh, no,
I'm
no,
just
sorry.
saying. I've remembered X-Men from the
Yeah,
90s.
that's
That's a
what-
great.
yeah.
I didn't really like the cartoon, the X-Men cartoon.
What?
Get out of my house.
I don't know.
Oh,
I remember
Magic
it.
School Bus. That was another one I like to watch.
You know what? I never liked Magic School
didn't
Bus because
like
I
what?
associated it with
Get
school.
out of your house.
What?
Okay,
Get out of
guys.
your own house.
No, like it was a good show,
Yeah.
but I would never watch it when I came home.
Okay, what about educational shows like Reading Rainbow? I liked
liked
Reading Rainbow.
Mr.
Sesame
Rogers'
Street.
Neighborhood.
Mr.
Gotta go
Rogers'
past it.
Neighborhood.
Oh, did you see the trailer for that?
I
Yeah.
want
They're
to. I want to
gonna
watch
make
the
a Mr. Rogers'
movie.
Neighborhood with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I
That's
want to watch
Mr.
the movie.
Rogers.
Did you guys watch the documentary? Won't You Be
No.
My Neighbor?
No, I didn't watch the documentary.
It was pretty
Hello,
good.
neighbor.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I have to
He
listen to
was
it then.
very progressive,
Oh wow.
but in a good way.
Oh,
Not like
okay.
He was like crazy.
I mean, I was like, go on, explain a little bit.
It's not like Bob Ross, who we know nothing about.
Yeah, like that's what. Well, to be honest, I didn't know a lot about Mr. Rogers till this documentary. Like, there's a lot of stuff I didn't know he was like, because he's an ordained minister, right? I forget what type of church. Mr. Rogers, he's like a legit minister.
Oh, really?
What? I didn't know that.
And that's what I was saying. Like, so when I found that out, I was like, oh man, he must have been super conservative, but he wasn't really like. He's like more because there's still hardcore conservative religious people. I don't think I'm one of those. Like, I'm conservative, but
to a certain degree.
To a certain degree.
Yeah.
I'm not like,
How conservative are you, Josue?
Like 80% conservative.
Dang.
What do you mean? Dang?
That's pretty high.
That's not that high.
Yeah. I think we're thinking different things of different
types America
of
great again. I
think we're on a different scale of conservatism. Yeah. Like when I'm thinking conservative, I don't mean in the like political, like
I'm talking about political correctness type conservatism.
Strictly political, I'd probably say. So if there's like a middle line, I'm probably like in the middle of that.
So you're like 50%?
Like 50% maybe.
All right. Yeah. I think I'm more like 30, 40.
But in my lifestyle, I think like I'm like closer to 80%.
I'd probably gauge myself at like 50, 60.
Wow, you're pretty conservative too.
Yeah.
50, 60.
Like I find myself when it comes to like specific subjects always
I might be lower than 30% to be honest.
Lower than 30%.
Yeah. I'm like halfway there. 50. I want to say more towards like 50, 55.
50.
Like I said, remember original it was going to be when I was talking about doing a podcast, I want to do like a political podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, another name that we had in mind was Stuck in the Middle.
Yeah, but that doesn't really work if we're just gonna be talking about random stuff. That's why.
That's why I did. And plus,
but I said Stuck in the Middle because I don't really see myself as a Republican or a Democrat.
Yeah, same here.
I don't feel either one of those parties has my best interest in mind.
I mean, honestly, I think it's
because I'm middle class too.
I think because of our faith as
well,
too.
I'm no class right now.
I think because of our faith.
Poor.
I'm a poor.
You're poor.
Yeah.
Because of our faith, we were raised, I guess, more on the conservative side. But honestly, for me, I know a factor for me being a little bit more liberal is where we live. Because we live in California, and like our environment, it's a very liberal.
I think I'm more liberal than my parents, but I don't think I'm that much more liberal than my parents because I don't think my parents are like as conservative as some people would think either.
Yeah, I think some people would say they're not as your parents. I don't think they're that conservative,
and I don't think you're ever like your parents, to be honest. Like if your parents are 100%, I don't think you're gonna be 100%.
No,
I wonder if anybody ever like is 100% their parents. I don't think so because everybody always wants to like.
They have one or two things they
has
resent
like a little rebel or resent.
Yeah, so you go through that phase, like especially like in your teen years, you go through that phase where like
you just don't.
You really don't get along with your parents.
Yeah, you're just like, no, mom, you don't know anything. I know everything. And it's funny to watch it with like the kids nowadays, and you're like, oh man, I totally went through that.
I remember doing that, yeah.
And then you remembering someone telling you, I remember doing that.
Hey, you guys remember when we were talking about Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
You remember when we were talking about the name for the podcast?
Yeah. We still haven't come up with a name.
Mesa for 3.
I think Mesa for 3 is not that bad. At least right now as a
not that bad. That's like a low bar.
I keep bringing it up just because he doesn't like it.
I know that's why he does it. That's why I'm trying not to ignore it.
So you said you didn't like Mesa for 3 because of you think it
sounds like Mexican it reminds him of Mesa, Arizona, and
that
it reminds him of older Mexican
if we had like a filter on video that would like
change
our faces to like but all three of us to like older Mexican ladies.
That'd be great.
And then people are like, why do they sound like that?
Bienvenidos a Mesa de Tres.
Yeah, but so sticking on to the politics, going back to how conservative you are, I'm gonna have what I want to do for my topic is I'm gonna say some stuff. I want to see what your guys' thoughts on those political views are.
Oh, jeez.
Not necessarily political views, just general topics.
Oh, jeez.
All right, let's do it.
Go ahead. The first one is going to be, I think, one we can all agree on. What's your guys' thoughts on President Trump? In one sentence.
In one sentence? How do you describe?
In one sentence or one word?
Or do you agree with him, or is he your president?
Yeah, he's my president.
Not like that.
Technically,
he was like, not my president.
Okay. I guess I'll start.
Go ahead.
So, President Trump, there are certain things that I agree with him with some stuff. And there's stuff that I don't. Which I think a lot of people kind of fall in that middle category. The thing with me specifically with Donald Trump is that as a president, what he's done, he's not doing a bad job. Like specifically about like reforms,
right.
like he's not doing a bad job like for being president. I think it's just more his public image.
All right, I can see that.
It's his public image that really you don't want someone like that representing the country.
Okay, so
You know what I mean?
I guess for my stance, it's a little bit also like hazy in terms of some of the things that he does and some of the things that he says, and sometimes the things that he does don't match the things that he says, or vice versa. Sometimes the things that he says don't match the things that he does.
Yeah, but I mean, you can say that about anybody.
But
everybody,
even
politician,
ourselves,
any
even ourselves
politician,
do that. Like you say you're gonna do something and then you don't do it. But obviously when you're like in the spotlight, like in the wave front spotlight,
it like gets magnified.
You're kind of expected a little bit more to like do what you're gonna say you're gonna do, And the thing is that it's not just him; it's been like other presidents that do that too. Totally. So you're kind of like you're jumping on the wagon again of like, okay, I'm about to get a president that's told me forever that they're gonna change the world and blah blah blah, and now you see things that may have not worked. But I mean, you're right. Some of the things that I mean, the economy clearly apparently is not like terrible right now.
It's not in turmoil.
Yeah,
unemployment is down a little bit. You know what I mean?
So I mean, I don't want to like bust out stats because I didn't research this correctly, but only from what I hear.
But I think a lot of people's issue with him is the racism.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Yeah,
that's quite a bit.
His Twitter account and his personal life, and it's just like if you really look at those aspects, it's like none of that really has to do with his actual job as president. It's more of like you don't like him on a personal level.
What do you mean? That's okay. So that's where I might disagree a little because I think that as a president,
you're supposed to carry yourself.
No, yeah, exactly.
Certain dignity. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like even if you're like, let's say I don't even know who else. Like what other, like you're a doctor. Like when they go to you, they expect they like somebody comes to you expecting to like trust you like. They're not going to be like, okay, this guy's like some psycho. But my point
is that's more so a problem with his personality and how he carries himself, not necessarily his job as
but
president.
as president, he represents...
That's part of his job, is because you're a public image.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad I'm not a public image, or else I'd be the worst public image.
Man, I thought we would all line up, but it looks like we're going to have all different views.
I think, because I'm sort of on the same boat where it's like, sometimes good, sometimes not good. Like some people are like, I hate him, and some people are like, I love this man.
I hate
and
him
I'm just like,
in the terms of.
But do you think that's more of like just our general culture? It's either you hate it or you love it. There's no middle ground anymore. Because I feel like a lot of that is like in movies. With movies, people either hate it or they love it. You can never say something's just okay.
That's the movies.
Mess Up for 3 is okay.
Shut the heck up.
Mess Up for 3 is
but I'm just saying, like, I brought up the movie. Okay. I'm not talking about movies, but like just in general, that's how I feel a lot of people are nowadays.
Yeah.
That's okay. So, talking about movies, what percentage on Rotten Tomatoes would you consider good? What percentage would
60
you
or higher.
For you? Because I'm assuming you guys trust Rotten Tomatoes for the most part, right? Because I've heard you guys quote Rotten Tomatoes. Before talking about movies.
I trust Rotten Tomatoes, but I also know how to use Rotten Tomatoes. I know what Rotten Tomatoes.
Ratings, right? They have.
Well, no, yeah, but
that
you don't
popcorn
really.
One and the other one.
The popcorn one is audience review scores.
Yeah, so you don't trust those?
Yeah, that's complete
garbage. And then their reviews change, like their scores change after a while.
Okay.
Well, that's because the way scoring works, it's not really a percentage. Like if you say something's like 80%, it's not means like that movie gets a B grade. What it means, how Rotten Tomatoes works is that. It means 80% of the reviewers that reviewed it gave it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, it can be 80 or it could be even 100. Like, every critic said, but they all thought it was just okay. It was a 5. So, really, the score would be a 50%.
Yeah.
But it has 100% because all of them technically gave it a positive score.
Oh, okay.
That's how Rotten Tomatoes works.
So, it's just the positive score. Like, it's a ratio of positive to negative.
To negative, yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's not really a percentage.
Actual percentage score. Which is a lot of people think it is. That's why you would go to IMDb or there's other ones like that.
So
those would actually
IMDb.
give it. I trust IMDb.
Yeah. So they do what, stars?
They do stars, yeah.
5, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, the way it works, you got to gauge it through like multiple like sources and stuff.
So
well, no, I can trust Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, okay. How much what's your
Like I said,
gauge?
I think 60%, because I think even 50, it gets too close to being too much in the middle.
Yeah.
It's too risky for me. Even though
That's crazy.
I say
Because
70.
you know what's for me? I was gonna say 72.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why. It's not like
you know why? It's because school.
I
'Cause
think
you're always
school.
told
You
D
know what?
is like,
I guess that's a good point.
yeah,
I think
that's why.
Probably.
70 at Rotten Tomatoes is like, for me, even
It's a
though
D
you just
movie.
explained
It's
the
like
yeah,
lower
but that's
rating
why
like
a
that.
lot
Yeah,
of people feel that way
So
because
now-
they don't understand.
so it's basically saying 7 out of 10 people like the movie.
Gave it a positive
Yeah.
review.
Yeah.
Not even like the movie. Well,
Or
yeah, I
gave
guess
it a
like
positive-
the movie.
yeah, they
Gave it a
liked the
positive
movie.
review.
Mhm.
That's, I mean, for me, that's still like
still
a
pretty
good
good.
All right,
threshold.
you know?
70.
But even 6 out of 10 for me is still good because that
I
means
could-
more people
you know
liked
what?
it than hated it.
With that information, I think I could actually drop to maybe 6. 6 out of 10
Yeah.
liking it might be like the borderline.
Nah, 7.
But
man.
What
Holding
about
my ground
Hey,
on this
Ram,
one.
you like
Holding
terrible
my
movies.
ground on this one.
wow?
Like what?
Idle Hands. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
What about IMDb?
IMDb is a little. It's good. IMDb also just is a little harsher on how it reviews stuff.
So then you can trust
'Cause
it
you-
more.
You can, except IMDb, you can also very much review bomb it.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Because
So
IMDb,
what's your star rating then? What's your threshold?
like I said, it's a number of different ones.
Okay.
But I always go Rotten Tomatoes just because that's what everyone uses.
Yeah.
It's like
so
the more popular choice, I guess,
yeah,
by everyone. Because
it's
everyone
the most
goes
popular choice.
to Rotten Tomatoes, you know?
Yeah, but Metacritic is also pretty good. But
Yeah.
Metacritic,
Never heard of that.
No?
Metacritic? No.
is-
No.
I'll have to
Metacritic's
check it
good.
out.
Metacritic's good. Yeah, and then because usually with Metacritic, at least they used to. I'm not sure if it's still. There's a period where only actual reviewers can review stuff, and then
Yeah.
they'll open it to where general public can review it. Like usually 2 weeks after it's released.
Oh, okay.
So after those 2 weeks, you'll see like Metacritic, like especially like if it's something that's like really popular with critics, you'll see a lot of people on Metacritic just review bomb it, like give it terrible reviews.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like event that happens to Marvel movies a lot.
So you gotta catch it on the first 2 weeks then.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
kind of.
much.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah,
So then what about sorry,
but that's also like when like people
I was like, what's
rate
the second political topic?
like
Well, I was
Marvel
gonna say
movies are the
Yelp.
best, you know, because they always have like 90 plus.
yeah.
But then you check IMDb or Metacritic, they're always at like 70 because
a
they're
little
just
bit lower.
they're just good. Like their actual
okay.
score grade is like a 70. They're
Mhm.
just passing. They're good, but they're not like excellent.
They're not
That's also
great.
why Marvel
Okay.
movies never win awards, because they're never good enough to win awards. They're good movies to watch, never enough to be like award winning.
like
Yeah.
Oscar worthy or
Okay.
whatever, you know?
Yeah. What about Yelp? What's your star rating threshold for you to go to a restaurant? Or
Depends on
do
the
you
cost
use
of the
it?
restaurant. You know what? I don't really care for Yelp. I'll
Yeah.
do it. I'll check it, but I don't care for it. Ever since I learned you can pay to get negative reviews off.
Yeah, that is kind of
It's whack.
whack.
Like I still do check it.
Yeah, I stopped using
You know
Yelp
what?
a long time ago.
I guess I'm a hypocrite because I still look at that. I look for that 4-star,
4-star up.
4-star
No,
and
that's
above.
fine.
And
What is nice
but I
though?
do
What
look
is
at the
nice though
quantity
is
of
the
votes.
dollar sign. Like
I will
stat
do that if it
gives
has
you.
a lot of
Yeah,
votes.
if it has like a lot
Yeah.
of dollar signs, or it's just like, like if it's also like highly rated with like 600 reviews, it's like,
Yeah.
well then I gotta. If it's like a 4.6 out of like 500 reviews, it's just like, well, you gotta check that place out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
like,
another thing. I will check if it's expensive. It has to be rated real good.
Yeah, it has
Like
to be
if it has
really,
$1
really good.
sign, I'm willing to do like a 3-star.
Okay,
for a
so
single
you
dollar
have
sign.
different thresholds for
Yeah,
different-
if it's like
depending on the price
$3
and stuff like
signs,
that, yeah.
4.5 or higher.
You know what? Yeah, and honestly, like McDonald's probably has like 1 stars, but I already know what I'm gonna get there.
Yeah,
Like
gonna
I
be
don't even
cheap, and it's
care.
gonna
It's
fill me up,
cheap
I don't
and it's
care.
gonna fill me up. Taco Bell, same thing. It probably has like a 2-star rating. I will still go eat there. I don't care.
Yeah,
That's the
Yeah.
only places I will. But like if I want to try something new,
Just like,
that's
don't
where I'll
you
be
dare
like,
badmouth
I
Taco
want to
Bell.
check out these 4-star supposed.
restaurants.
Restaurants.
you see, so like that's also why I liked Amazon, how they changed their reviews,
Yeah.
because now you have to be a verified purchaser, which means you on your account you have to have purchased it.
That
because before
really
you can like, oh, well, I bought this at home, like at Home Depot or Walmart, but I'm still gonna review it on Amazon. People give it negative reviews, and like
to warn people.
Yeah, and it's just
You're gonna tell people to not buy this product.
Yeah, but it's like what they found out is that a lot of those reviews were fake. Like a lot of negative reviews were fake, or they have a lot of positive reviews that were fake.
Freaking Amazon, dude.
That's good. So they started. That's when they changed it to verified purchases,
which I totally see the original system because
or verified buyers.
If somebody ends up like, what would be cool is but this is too much hassle. Like, if you can actually like take a picture of your receipt, like if you did buy it at Walmart, because then like obviously you don't want to buy it again from Amazon so that you can review it and tell
them why review it on Amazon.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense either. But I guess some people just want to warn other people like, hey, don't do the same mistake. But ever since you told me about like looking at Amazon's Choice and then what is the other one? There's like 2 things you told me, like look for stars and like quantity of reviews and
that's Amazon's the main basic Choice. Like just because it has 5 stars, it only has 5 reviews. Like that doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's worthless.
It doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
But if it has like 4.5 stars and it has like 1,000 reviews, then you're like, okay,
yeah, that's gonna be good.
There's
stuff.
Probably something.
How many times have you ever Yelped anything? Like how many times have you left a review on Yelp in your life?
I've left. You know what? I think I have like 4 Yelp reviews.
I was there for one of them.
You were there for one of them.
We were there. In Albuquerque, right?
In Albuquerque. Actually, no. I reviewed twice in Albuquerque. Frontier Restaurant and the
that Thai
place that had like a cockroach or something.
That was disgusting. Yeah. We walked into this Thai restaurant.
Yeah.
We're in Albuquerque.
You guys told me the story like 4 times already.
Yeah.
But
so get this, we're in Albuquerque, right?
Yeah, but like, and that's like the one thing I do hate about Amazon reviews is that they should be able to filter it. I hate when people talk about, oh, I got my package a day late, so 3 stars. It's like, that's a terrible review, dude. I don't care if you got it late or not.
Duh.
Yeah, but I'm looking for a review for the product, not your shipping.
Yeah, that's
true. Or it's like when they say the box was damaged, but does the item work?
That's true. They should have a separate rating system then for like
your shipping. And then,
I bought some shampoo one time on Amazon because I was that lazy. And
I do that too. Don't worry.
I don't.
Really?
I buy shampoo.
So I bought some shampoo on Amazon.
Shampoo? I use Head and Shoulders actually, so my scalp doesn't dry up.
It's called lotion.
No. Okay, so but you still have to clean your scalp.
Just get Jergens.
And so if you don't clean your scalp, then you get like oils and like all that other greasy stuff.
Jergens.
Jergens is gonna give you more grease on your head. You want to clean your grease.
Oh, and then you go outside on a hot day.
Yeah, and you're just everything's sizzling. You got like butter on your head.
I hope I never have to deal with that.
I know it doesn't look like you do.
I'm gonna be there in like 2 years.
In 2 years.
I'm there now.
You're actually there now. It's just
honestly, quit fighting it, Abraham.
I'm pretty sure if I grew my hair out, it would look like that. Close to that.
Great. Yeah.
And so
I know it's thinning out, dude. I'm gonna have to let it go soon again. Because
I
already lost a bet where I had to shave it, so I think.
Yeah, you already lost once. It didn't look bad. That's the thing.
I have to play Mario Kart one more time.
Your shaved head did not look bad.
No, so get this. I bought the shampoo from Amazon.
Yeah.
And I wanted to write a review because the box was damaged, but I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna tattletale on Amazon. And like for a damaged box, I wouldn't leave a review anyways. It wasn't until I opened the box they didn't put like the foam packaging whatever in there. So the pump for the shampoo, because it was a big bottle, it broke. And like you can't, those aren't universal. So I was like, oh man. So I had to buy like an additional like pump like at the store. I was like, man,
oh my goodness,
it sucked. I had to go through this whole process, and then
why didn't you just return it? See, that's why I buy certain stuff at the store still, because I don't want to have the hassle if it breaks during shipping.
Yeah,
but then it's just like, doesn't it cost money to return stuff to Amazon?
No,
you should.
You just print a shipping label, take it to UPS, and then they'll take it back.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Now you know.
Now I do.
So okay,
they're supposed to box it up for you, but those UPS workers are lazy.
Yeah. How many? So have you guys ever written reviews
for Amazon?
For anything,
I've written quite a bit reviews for Amazon.
Oh, you have? I've only ever written the Yelp reviews.
To be honest,
maybe 5 Yelp reviews. You've never reviewed anything?
You remember when we went to Springfield
Yeah.
And we found that not the crappy Mexican restaurant, but the legit
good one.
Yeah, I think I wrote like a good review there.
All right.
But that was off
On
Google.
Yelp?
No, that wasn't even on Yelp. That was on
Google. Who uses Google reviews, dude?
Dude,
I
it's convenient.
I used MapQuest to find that restaurant. And
No, I
then
used Google to find that restaurant, my good friend. Right.
Oh,
So
man.
it's there. I don't want to have to like do the hassle like having
it's
to log
'cause-
into Yelp.
You're right. Android and all that business.
Oh man, don't even get me started.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hey, that's your business, Abraham.
Yeah, that's your business. It's all right.
So what was the second political topic you wanted to talk about? So that was Trump and
I didn't even get to
shampoo.
share my thoughts on Trump.
Oh, yeah.
I know
Go
because
ahead. Share your
reviews over
thoughts.
here just came out of nowhere.
It's just, it was interesting because
I hate
we talked
the
about
guy.
percentage.
You what?
I hate the
You
guy.
hate the guy? Trump?
And it's not like
Hates
It's
a
not
very
like
strong word.
people are like, oh, well, I agree with some stuff he says. It's just like the stuff I agree with.
Yeah.
It's stuff that's every president has said, like border security. No offense, Josue, but I agree with border security.
No offense, Josue.
Right? But that's
Yeah,
not like,
rude.
dude, like Obama was pretty strict on border security. A lot of people forget that. He was pretty strict on border security.
Wasn't there that stat where he deported the most people?
Yeah. He actually
it's his
separated,
entire-
like, he's the one that started separating families. But a lot of people don't remember that. And so, like, that's why I'm like, where people are like, well, I agree with Trump on border security. It's like, well, then you also agree with Obama. I hate Obama. You know, that's when you get those people. And it's just like, oh, great.
I think
And it's the same way on the other side. I hate Trump because of his border security policies. Like, well, you also hated Obama. No, I don't. Obama never believed like that.
I think the whole presidential candidacy between Trump and
That's
Hillary
also why I hate
Clinton,
the Democratic and
like,
Republican parties.
dude, it
Like,
was so toxic to like
Yeah.
American people.
yeah.
Like
We should
because
just
all
have
like
open
all they really
borders.
did was just like,
No, we shouldn't.
I think
in
like the
Europe,
division of
it
like
works.
I really think like the
It
division
works
of
in
everything
Europe
was, like,
because of the EU.
Exactly. Let's just
wait to do what?
have one.
Actually, it
economy.
doesn't work. Look when they let all those Syrians into Germany, and then everyone started getting attacked on the street.
Dude,
Crime went up
that's-
way up.
You're gonna have to research that because I feel like I've never really heard of this. I've heard of like potentially some people being scared of that, but never actually seeing attacks. So
Yeah, I'm not saying like they recorded their attack. It was like
No,
mass shootings or anything. I'm just saying like a lot of people crime did go up when they started letting those people in.
Yeah, Josue.
those people, wow.
No, I'm saying
Well, he's
refugees.
not Syrian, so I mean,
Yeah, like no
The
refugees
Syrians.
in general. It wasn't just
Yeah.
Syrians.
yeah, that's
It was
true.
refugees.
Yeah.
They're
But I mean, look when
fleeing
Castro sent all those Cubans over. Remember, like in
No.
the 70s.
No.
You guys never seen Scarface?
Yes.
No.
That's how Scarface got Tony Montana came to the United States, was through those boats.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, right. A lot of innocent people came over. People who were just trying to look for a better life. But who else came over? A lot of Tony Montanas.
Tony Montana's.
A lot of Scarfaces.
Scarfaces.
And what happened? We had the cocaine cowboy era in Miami where people were getting
Rich.
tens of people. Yeah, no, rich and murdered.
Rich and murdered, yeah.
You know who's killing people right now is the drug companies.
Yeah, I agree.
Those
That's
opioids.
okay. That leads me. That's a great segment to my second thing. What do you
What
guys
is
think
it?
about the legalization of marijuana?
That's just crazy.
Okay,
I mean,
but why?
it's just
Legalize it,
why?
bro.
It's just it's a mind altering drug.
All drugs can be mind-altering drugs.
No, what do you mean all drugs?
Name
It's
a drug.
true.
Go ahead, Tylenol. Tylenol is either gonna cure your headache or kill you.
Oh,
if you
so
eat
that's,
6 of them.
totally fine.
That's not mind altering. That's from
Yes, it can.
not having a
That's
headache.
not mind altering. That's murder.
Dude, Tylenol is basically ibuprofen.
Okay.
And ibuprofen, they tell you when on the bottles of most ibuprofen, it says do not operate heavy machinery or drive. Do you know why they tell you that?
Tylenol
'Cause it
is
can
a
impair you.
acetaminophen. Tylenol is acetaminophen. Ibuprofen is a whole different compound.
Okay,
Whatever.
that's true.
Fi-
But either
it's
way,
still-
both can impair you.
Even the what?
Even both can impair you.
Who?
Both drugs
Oh.
can impair you.
I thought you
Jeez,
said.
Josue.
I thought you said meth can
Old
impair you. I was
man
like, yes,
ears.
meth can impair you. Of course it can.
Oh yeah, that for sure.
But like, okay, so I'm for the legalization of marijuana, not because I want everyone to be smoking joints or anything like that.
I think yeah. That's
but it's like
what-
you said with the open borders. It works in Amsterdam.
But why do you want it?
Well, why? So we can tax it.
So we
Also,
can tax it
we
for
have
what?
less prison. We have less crime.
Okay.
When all that becomes legalized, that means less taxpayer money.
Okay.
That means less money spent on prisons for all those people who are locked up for marijuana charges.
Okay. And then what?
What else is there to be?
So what?
Saving money.
So you want to legalize it so that they could still do it, and you can get money out of it.
The problem
is you're okay with people smoking pot.
Yeah. But you see, that's your thing. You're only seeing smoking pot.
And this is why we
You're not seeing like the medicinal.
You're not
seeing.
No. Okay, no. We're not talking about medicinal or non-medicinal. We're
talking about because that's what this conversation.
Recreational. I'm fine with recreational as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Just like cigarettes, just like alcohol.
Exactly.
Put those things
aren't right.
You know what's gonna suck?
I'm not saying those things are right. I'm not saying marijuana is right. I'm saying, hey, that's fine. If you want to do it, do it. There should be laws just like alcohol and tobacco. Don't do it in public.
Yeah.
Don't do it in public.
People are still going to do it, obviously, in public, but...
People do it right now in public.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. So what's the difference between taxing it?
I don't know. I mean, we're just leaving it could be like a slippery slope. You legalize
everything's a slippery slope.
Pretty soon,
dude. No one's gonna legalize heroin. No one's gonna legalize crack.
That's what they said.
No, that's not what they said.
Who's they?
They.
Big marijuana. That's who.
That's who.
Josue's number one enemy.
I think like anything, if you abuse it too much, then it becomes a problem. So obviously you're gonna have like all the stoners that just
I'm gonna tell this story.
They just toke up just because, you know what I mean? But like I see it more of like it's beneficial if you legalize it for medicinal purposes. So like take out the whole like smoking it and just getting high and like just rolling
like
up
the oils.
Joints. You know what I mean?
I'm 100% for like the oils, like, you know.
So our uncle Jesus, I told you this already. I hadn't had a chance to tell him. So I messed up my knee not too long ago in the gym, right? And then my knee's been hurting, and I'm just like, oh gosh, like what the heck? So every morning when I'm waking up, like I'm limping, and it sucks. I think I was playing football too, and so so I was like, man, this really sucks. Like every morning doesn't fail. I'm limping out of bed because it hurts. I'm just like, dude, this sucks. And this has been going on for like the last like week and a half. Yeah. And our uncle from Mexico just came back to the United States, and he tells my mom, he's like, hey, because my mom is pretty conservative, right? And so he's like, I have this cream. I didn't want to tell you about it. He's like, my sister-in-law in Mexico, or Tia Nena, which is Fabi's mom. She's like, she's been studying and like making these creams.
Jesus Christ.
She's been studying, and she's been making these creams out of marijuana. And immediately my mom was like, how could you bring that into our home? Right?
Why are you whispering?
Right? Because that's how my mom sounds.
It was at night.
Because that's how my mom sounds. And so my mom was like...
It's like the cops were listening.
At first, my mom was just like... Because my mom has like just a negative connotation when it comes to marijuana and stuff like that, right? We even had like pot growers like in the back of our house a couple years back, and she hated it because she can't stand the smell of it. That's her main knock on it, is the smell. She doesn't like the smell of marijuana, which a lot of people, they kind of fall in that category. But anyways,
it smells like skunk.
So, but my mom, like she works a lot still, and so she came home, her back was hurting, and then she's like, whatever, I'll try it out. And she's like, does it stink? And my uncle was like, no, here. And then like he opened the cap and didn't stink at all, right? You can't even smell it. You wouldn't even know it's marijuana infused or anything like that. And so my dad like massaged her back the next morning. She got out of bed. She's like, I feel great. I was like, what the heck? And so she saw me limping around, and then she's like, try it. And so I was like, okay.
Try this weed cream.
Exactly. Try this weed cream, right? So, dude, I swear.
Deadlift.
I like massaged my
jumping
knee.
over buildings.
I massaged my knee. The next morning, I felt great.
Dude ran 3 miles.
I felt
morning.
Had you massaged your knee like with nothing before?
No.
Why would I do that? Massage
maybe
my knee
you
with
just
nothing.
maybe you had a knot in your knee, dude. You just need to massage it out.
Because I'm not lying, I didn't. Because like for the last like couple nights, because I did this starting Wednesday. Right now, as we're filming this, it's Saturday, so I did this on Wednesday. And Wednesday night, Thursday, I did it both nights. And then last night, Friday, I didn't. And I woke up this morning and my knee felt bad. I was like, what the heck?
Marijuana.
What if it's the placebo effect?
Get the heck out of here.
No, because I went into it not thinking it was going to really do anything.
He went, and I'm pretty sure your mom was the same way, like kind of skeptical.
Yeah, my mom was extremely skeptical because, like I said, she has such a negative
if
like
it worked for you.
She has such a negative like view of like marijuana and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So she's like, yeah, to her it's the devil's lettuce.
Look, I'm not, because there are some people out there that get on my nerves. It's like marijuana's it can cure cancer, it can cure your AIDS.
It's
like,
not all.
I don't think it can. I think it could definitely get rid of pain.
Yeah, and it's like,
and I'm all for that. Like, but like I said, like I don't see why we're spending. Because we'd probably spend more money enforcing the no marijuana than we would enforcing the rules on it. Like, don't do it in public. You can't smoke and drive.
Not to mention the benefit of taxing it.
The benefits.
You know what's gonna suck though is all the dudes that are doing like 20 to life or whatever that got busted like 15, 20 years ago for having joints on them.
Yeah.
That's gonna suck. I mean, I think something if they're gonna legalize marijuana,
I think they should retroactively go back and like review those cases and be
something would have to be
on
done.
Doing that or what?
Yeah, I think they are planning on doing that. Getting rid, like if it's like a light, like minor case.
I think then they
kind of have to
legally,
right?
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah,
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm pretty sure
like,
that
think about it too, because like
that's what they would do.
So one of my favorite podcasts is the Joe Rogan podcast, and we talked about one of his guests one time. It was Jose Calderon, I think was his name, where he was a ex-cop in Tijuana.
Yeah.
And then he was talking about it. He's like, dude, I used to bust like people all the time, or like we used to go to like war literally with cartel members that would be growing marijuana. And now he's like, you can go to the store and buy it like it's groceries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, it sucks that he's like, I've had like, brothers in arms that, I had to bury over marijuana.
He was super against the legal.
Yeah, he's like, and now he's like, and then he used to live in Mexico, and then he moved to Denver, and then he goes, he's like, I had like some old lady offer it to me. He's like, just some random old lady on the street, and it was all like medicinal and like legal, and it's just like, is this what I was fighting for the whole time? You know what I mean? He's like, just for this to, be legalized like that.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, dude. Like something would definitely have to be done for all the people like serving like life sentences over weed. You know what I mean? Because you think about that now, and it's almost like an absurd thing. Like, wow, like nowadays it's like weed, like that's what you're serving life for. But back then that was a big deal.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, that's the topic that was my topic I brought to the table. Those two things. And I think that's going to be it for this podcast.
Yeah.
It's getting kind of late. I think we ran over a little bit of our time, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Mess up for 3.
You know what? I'm fine. Just put a name on this thing.
Yes.
For 3.
Just put a name on
it. I did it. It worked.
So like I said, I'm Ruben.
I'm Josue.
I'm Abraham.
And we're out.
Later, guys.
Peace.